I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos.
Hello there, Price of Reason here with a series review. Episode 4 of the Quantum Leap sequel series is another stinker, but perhaps some people may find consolation in the fact that it was probably the least stinky episode of the new series that we've seen until now. In this episode, Ben leaps into a female bounty hunter called Eva, who works with her father and boyfriend, who are also bounty hunters. They're trying to capture a woman who owes parking tickets, but it turns out that she's also linked to a crime cartel. After a few silly twists, Ben and his boyfriend manage to capture their target and fall in love. At the same time, Ben starts to finally remember that Addison, who nobody gives a shit about, is his fiancée. Meanwhile, in present day, the Quantum Leap team continues to ponder what Ben's intentions were when he leaped and what Janice Calavici, Al's daughter, is plotting against them. As usual, I will talk about what I liked first and then what I didn't like about the episode. Episode 4 managed to mildly conceal some of the show's ongoing issues. It's unclear if this was a conscious effort to try and course-correct the show, or just a mere coincidence, but in any case, there were a few minor improvements, however small. Number 1. Less present day. While we still saw present-day events at the Quantum Leap Laboratory, and once again they were mostly filler, I felt like there was more screen time dedicated to the leap itself this time around. Perhaps even the show's incompetent writers finally realized that present-day events are boring and dumb. We also didn't see Janice Calavici at all this time, which is an overall positive development, as she's just an irritating walking mystery box. Ideally, though, I would still like to see even less present-day events moving forward. Number 2. Ernie Hudson. I've said it since episode 1, there's only one real actor on this show until now, and it's 100% Ernie Hudson. There's a segment in this episode where Magic explains that he revived the Quantum Leap program because he was aware that Sam leapt into him and saved him in Vietnam. Magic felt a responsibility to return the favor and bring him back home. Hudson's delivery here is excellent, and it proves once again that his talents are still mostly wasted on this show as a tool to bring up member berries and Easter eggs. Number 3. Action. There was a bit more action in this episode, and although it felt rather generic and dull, I suppose that some action is better than no action. Well, that was the good. Now let's talk about the bad. Number 1. The leap. Although you could say that this leap was presented better to the viewers than the previous 3, it was still plagued by many issues. Even after adding a bit of action, this show still can't overcome its lack of fun and adventure. The episode's twist was rather predictable, and the entire story felt so uninspired and lackluster. Also, while there may have been a minimal effort to flesh out the in-leap characters more this time around, for some reason, I still didn't especially care about them by the time Ben leaped. Something fundamental still isn't working here on this show, as the leap should be way more interesting than this. Number 2. Soapy drama. In previous reviews, I had mentioned that the interaction between characters on the show made it feel more like a daytime soap opera and less like a sci-fi show. Well, to make matters worse, the 2 main guest actors in this episode were literal soap opera stars, knowing for starring on shows like The Young and the Restless and This Is Us. Now, I have nothing against these actors. I actually found them more entertaining than Raymond Lee and Bassett, but this show needs a completely different energy and tone if it ever wants to even slightly resemble anything Quantum Leap related. Number 3. The hologram. Ben's disappointed fiancée may have been a bit less annoying this time around, but her presence is still one of the show's biggest obstacles. I don't especially like the interaction between her and Ben. Both actors, who aren't that great to begin with, don't have much on-screen chemistry together either. At times, it's even hard to believe that they're supposed to be engaged. Also, it feels like the show's writers made this leap about a couple discussing marriage in order to once again shine a light on Ben and his disappointed fiancée's relationship. They really just need to find a way to make this storyline disappear, and I even have an idea on how to make it happen. Next episode, just have Ernie Hudson appear as Ben's hologram and tell him that Addison and Janice Calavici have fallen in love and moved to Beirut to start a new life together. That way you'd be getting rid of 2 birds with 1 stone. According to recent news reports, Quantum Leap is expected to have 14 more episodes this season, although I'm not sure why. Excluding the usual band of mainstream media shills, I'm looking at you, CBR. Most people I've encountered don't especially like this show. It's also not highly regarded by most longtime Quantum Leap fans like myself. The only explanation I have is that perhaps NBC is producing this show so quickly and so cheaply that they don't mind making more of it. Unfortunately. Still, I think it's important that we continue to voice our criticism. If nothing else, maybe the showrunners can at least try to course correct this piece of crap that they've dished out. What did you think of Quantum Leap Episode 4? Feel free to let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking on that wonderful notification bell. Thanks for watching, my friends. Thank you, and good day.
I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos. But